If there was ever any doubt that Mark Carney's foreign policy ambitions would collide with reality, that doubt is now gone. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a direct warning aimed squarely at Mark Carney, and it couldn't be clearer. The message: Canada will not be allowed to function as a backdoor for China into the United States. This isn't trash talk, this is trade power politics, and Canada is caught in the middle. Welcome to Read Leaf Politics, where we separate emotional noise from geopolitical reality and explain why this story matters right now. Donald Trump's statement wasn't about personalities. It was about leverage. Key facts to understand. The U.S. views China as its primary strategic and economic rival. Any country enabling Chinese market access risks secondary tariffs. Trump explicitly warned of 100% tariffs on Canadian goods if Canada facilitates Chinese transshipping. This aligns with Trump's long-standing trade doctrine. Tariffs as deterrent. Supply chain security over globalist, free trade theory. Zero tolerance for allied ambiguity on China for Washington. This is simple. If Canada helps China bypass U.S. trade defenses, Canada becomes part of the problem. Mark Carney has repeatedly framed deeper engagement with China as diversifying trade. But that language hides the real risk. Here's the problem. China is a state-controlled economy, not a neutral trading partner. Canadian firms would compete against subsidized Chinese entities. Strategic sectors become vulnerable to foreign leverage. This isn't hypothetical. China has used trade dependence to pressure Australia, Lithuania, South American economies. Once dependency sets in, sovereignty erodes. The U.S. knows this, which is why Carney's posture is setting off alarms in Washington. Canada's economic reality is unavoidable. Hard numbers. Over 70% of Canadian exports go to the United States. Millions of Canadian jobs depend on U.S. market access. No alternative partner can replace that scale, not China, not the EU. Yet Carney's rhetoric increasingly frames the U.S. as an obstacle rather than an ally. Trump's reaction reflects a blunt truth. Canada doesn't get to play both sides of a U.S.-China economic Cold War. Choosing ambiguity is choosing consequences. Here's the uncomfortable question. Is Carney escalating tensions with the U.S. because it's good policy or because it's good politics? Positioning Trump as a villain energizes a progressive base, but it also hardens U.S. negotiating positions. That leaves Canada with fewer options, higher tariffs, reduced leverage. National strategy is being shaped by domestic optics, and that's a dangerous gamble. Trump has made the U.S. position unmistakably clear. Canada can strengthen its alliance with its largest trading partner or drift toward dependency on a hostile authoritarian power. There is no third option. Mark Carney may believe he can manage this balancing act. Washington clearly disagrees. So here's the real question Canadians need to ask. Backhand index pointing right: is Mark Carney protecting Canada's future or gambling it on ideology?